So today's podcast is going to be a little bit different to my usual podcasts. Usually I come on here and I give you hints and tips around Profit First and your bookkeeping and just generally how to make some changes in your business from a practical point of view to build permanently profitable businesses. That is my goal for myself and for my clients. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is regret. Now, stick with me. As I said, this is a little bit different, but there is a really important point to this podcast today. So what I find for a lot of businesses when I work with them, that there's a lot of, I wish I had done, if only this had happened, if this had gone my way, if this builder hadn't gone bust, if this person had paid their bill on time, that everything would be in a much, much better position. And absolutely it would. If none of those things went wrong, we would be in a much better position. But the thing is that I found life happens. Things don't always go to plan. And what I've realized in my business, I'm not somebody in general that has regrets. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of learning from the situation and doing something different so that doesn't happen again. But what I've realized recently, that the one thing that I regret in my business is not actively sharing what I do from a Profit First perspective and also from my Efficient Tradie bookkeeping business consistently over the course of those businesses. Now, I've had my bookkeeping business for 11 years now, and I haven't done any advertising or marketing for that business at all. Everything has been word of mouth and it's served its purpose. I've got amazing clients and that business is a great business. From the Profit First perspective, it's only really been the last couple of years that I've that I've marketed that business, and probably only, if I'm really honest with myself, since this year that I've consistently been showing up on social media, been doing the podcast, and letting everybody know how and what I do and how I can help their business. Now, I'm absolutely a firm believer in I am not the best suit for everybody. What I do is very particular, the way I do Profit First, the way I have adapted and adjusted Profit First to work for my tradies and how I like to work and the outcomes I like to get with my clients. So I'm not saying at all that my way is the only way, but one thing I do regret is not being more consistent earlier with getting out on the various platforms and reaching out to those who really need it, those who have had businesses go bust on them and owe tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, those who have had staffing struggles, those who have had illnesses within their families and they haven't been able to work or they've had to work less hours. I really regret not reaching out in a more consistent manner to be able to help and teach and educate even those who will never ever work with me. For me, education is key. It's the primary thing I do. And whether or not clients come and work with me, obviously that is great. And I love to work with so many clients. But what I've realized is that I'm going to be able to help so many more people than I will ever know just through my podcast, through my social media posts, through my YouTube channel, through all the platforms that I share information on, and being able to help people and never know that I've done that really, really excites me. So I do regret not doing it earlier. So as a result of that, I have made a commitment to myself, but more importantly, to those who will only ever listen to my stuff and take little bits and pieces that they hear from me and implement it themselves and make some really great changes in their business. I've made the commitment that you will see more of me. You'll see more of my YouTube channel. You'll hear more podcasts. You'll hear more interviews with people that I will do who I know will be of real use to you. You'll see me more Facebook Lives. You'll see me more in my group. You'll see me more on my Facebook page. And what I wanted to really encourage you to do is, if you are not profitable, if your numbers make you sick, give you stress, make you worry, then there is going to be so much content that I'm going to be putting out that I'm committing to. Now I've said it out loud. I will stick to my guns because I've got a little while to make up for. And take that content, take what is useful for you, take the suggestions that I make, investigate them a little bit further, listen to the partners and people that I have on my podcast and share with you on the various platforms, and go and follow them, listen to what they have to say if that is something that is useful to you. So I really, really wanted to just do this podcast today. As I said, it's a little bit of a different one, doesn't kind of follow the usual format. Talking about regret is probably not something that you expected to hear about on a Profit First for Tradies podcast, but I really want you to have a think about, what do you regret in your business? What do you wish you would have done sooner? What do you wish you could have done earlier? What do you wish you could have done differently? And let's start taking some action steps today to not keep playing that same process over in our businesses. Now, I do this often within my own business. I have a look at what's not working, what's working, and then see what I can do differently. Because even though I am in this space, even though I've worked with numbers my entire life, for those who don't know, I was a financial planner before I started my businesses. So I've always been a numbers chick. That doesn't mean that my numbers and the financial side of my businesses is always perfect and always rosy and amazing. I have ups and downs just like everybody else. What I also have is a business coach who helps keep me on track. And I have a Profit First mentor who I reach out to all the time, who helps me look at my business in a different way. So I really just want to encourage you to firstly know that what has happened in the past doesn't have to continue on and be the norm in the future. We absolutely can change it. Will it be super easy and smooth and not uncomfortable? No, it won't be, but it can be less uncomfortable. It can be more smooth. It can be easier if you take the time and find the time. For many people, time is an issue. So find 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here to listen to a podcast, to watch a YouTube video, whatever it may be, with the intent of taking the suggestions and just having to think about those ideas and seeing how you can use them in your business, how you could potentially, they might need slight adjustments for your business. But I really, really, really want to encourage you to let's not settle for what our businesses have given us to date, that has to be what we get from our business from now until we sell or we retire. That doesn't feel super fun to me. But to make it change, we have to make it change. So I hope this podcast has given you something to think about. Maybe you needed a little nudge to actually go, oh, actually, I've got this whole list of things I was going to do and I've just never prioritized it. Maybe it's time that you reach out to myself, to your bookkeeper, to your accountant, to your business coach, to whoever it may be, to be like, okay, right, I'm going to get back to them and I'm going to sort out that issue. Let's not settle for what our businesses have given us to date. Our businesses can be amazing. They can be so much more than what they are now. And we really just need to take some time and focus on what we want. What do we want from our business? What do we need so that we can then build a business that is going to support us for that? Because I don't know about you, but for me, I don't want to get to retirement age and go, oh, I wish I would have done this or that. Now, am I going to change the world overnight? No, but I hope that even if just one or two of you listening to this makes a slight change in your business, and then that's going to have a compounding effect in your business and your life and business is going to be better for listening to this, then that is amazing. So what I also want to encourage you to do is, if you have ever had any bookkeeping or profit first questions and you're thinking, it's a silly question, I don't want to reach out, I always encourage you to reach out to me. Send me a message, send me an email, However, send me a text, whatever works for you. My best email address is katie@profitfirstfortradies.com.au. Make mention that you listen to this podcast and let me know your question. I have so many free resources to be able to share with you, but if I don't know what you need, I can't direct you to the right spot. So please reach out. So thank you for listening to this podcast. As I said, it's a little bit different today, but I really, really just want to encourage you to take the time to find what's working and what's not working in your business, and let's make a change for the good.